Across the capital, across the nation, silence. A moment to reflect for the people and their new king, who has issued this statement on the eve of his mother's funeral. As we all prepare to say our last farewell, he said, I wanted simply to take this opportunity to say thank you to all those countless people who've been such a support and comfort to my family and myself in this time of grief. There have been more extraordinary scenes in Westminster Hall. Ordinary mourners joined by a stream of foreign dignitaries. The kings of Spain and Sweden. The First Lady of Ukraine, clearly moved, and presidents from around the world. US President Joe Biden joining mourners to pay his respects.
She was the same in person as her image. Decent, honorable, and all about service. It's a loss that leaves a giant hole. And sometimes you think you'll never overcome it. But as I've told the king, she's going to be with him every step of the way, every minute, every moment. And that's a reassuring notion.
One of 100 heads of governments gathering here. From emperors to crown princes, there are 20 royals among 500 foreign guests.
Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda.
They know this will never be repeated because a unique era is drawing to a close. Another beginning, not least for the Commonwealth, whose leaders met King Charles earlier today. On the eve of the funeral, a prediction from the President of Trinidad and Tobago that under the new king, more and more Commonwealth countries will give up the monarch as head of state, as the times continue changing.
There is a feeling now, after all these years, that the sovereign should really be the people. And that to have a sovereign from a country that is far removed, not only geographically, but culturally, right, might not necessarily be the best thing at this time of the nation's development. So I think that perhaps the process will begin speeding up in various territories.
What would be your emotions? What will be going through your mind as you sit in the Abbey tomorrow looking back on the era?
I thought, well, I really would have to carry my handkerchief with me because it's quite possible that I may shed a tear for the Queen.
At this funeral, death will be the great leveller. Whatever the rank, dignitaries all arriving in coach class, bussed in from Chelsea's Royal Hospital. Being corralled in a glorified holding pen and then put on buses is not what world leaders are used to, but it is the only option, say officials, who've never had to deal with so many foreign dignitaries all at the same time. But as leaders and dignitaries filed into Buckingham Palace this evening, a sense of the enormity of this occasion. The world's most influential and powerful people gathering together to pay a final tribute to a monarch loved like no other. Dominic Waghorn, Sky News, Westminster.